Thanks, Senator Fetterman. Senator Kennedy of Louisiana is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Mr. Weggio, am I saying your name right, sir?
It's Weggio, Senator.
Weggio, thank you. You've been nominated for Assistant Secretary of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity at HUD. Is that correct?
Yes, Senator, that is correct.
Tell me the difference between Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Fair Housing Act.
Certainly, Senator. My understanding is that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act deals principally with labor practices and employment practices, whereas the Fair Housing Act is principally focused on discrimination in housing, sir.
Okay. Is there a difference in the protected classes in the two statutes?
Thank you, Senator. I don't have a ton of experience with Title VII. I will say that the protected classes under the Fair Housing Act are well established as race, national origin, religion, familial status. I can name the rest if you'd like, Senator.
Okay. Tell me about Bostock v. Clayton County, the Supreme Court case.
Yes, Senator. So my understanding about Bostock was that it interpreted specifically the protected class in the Fair Housing Act dealing with sex and gender to include LGBTQIA individuals for those protections, and that was...
Excuse me for interrupting, but was Bostock an employment case or a housing case?
Senator, thanks for the question. I actually don't know the answer to that, Senator.
Well, it's kind of fundamental. I mean, what was the holding of Bostock?
My sense was that Bostock, as it's been interpreted by HUD, it made...
I'm not asking how HUD interpreted it. I mean, you've read the opinion. What does it say?
Sure.
It's an employment case, right?
My sense, Senator, I get what you're getting at with this questioning.
What am I getting at?
My sense is that this was a case... Well, I'm not a lawyer, Senator, and I have not had a good deal of experience with labor law. But the position I've been nominated for deals with...
Well, let me tell you what I'm getting at, okay? Bostock dealt with employment discrimination, okay? Its holding doesn't have to do with housing. Do you propose that the holding of Bostock be extended to housing?
Senator, my understanding is that HUD issued an interpretive rule.
I'm not asking about HUD. I know what HUD's done. I'm asking about you. Bostock, you say you've read it, and I believe you. If you have, you know it's an employment.
The Senate confirmation hearings often reveal just how much a nominee knows or doesn't know about the very laws they'll be tasked with enforcing. Today, Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana grilled President Biden's nominee for Assistant Secretary of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity at HUD. The exchange centered on civil rights protections, employment law, and whether legal rulings in one area can be applied to another. The back and forth was tense, sharp, and telling. The nominee, Demetrio Uyo, was asked to clarify basic differences between Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Fair Housing Act. Title VII governs workplace discrimination, while the Fair Housing Act focuses on housing. While the nominee was able to provide a general distinction, Kennedy pressed further, asking about protected classes under the law, from race and religion to familial status. Things escalated when Kennedy shifted to the landmark Supreme Court case Bostock v. Clayton County. The nominee initially suggested the ruling extended protections to LGBTQ+ individuals in housing, but Kennedy quickly interjected, reminding him that Bostock was an employment discrimination case, not a housing one. This was a pivotal moment, exposing what Kennedy saw as a fundamental misunderstanding of the ruling. The senator then cut straight to the heart of the matter. HUD, the department the nominee hopes to join, has already extended Bostock's logic from employment to housing discrimination through an interpretive rule. Kennedy made it clear, whether or not the nominee personally agrees, HUD's position is firm. The challenge for Uyo was whether he believed such an extension was legally sound, and if he was prepared to stand behind it. Throughout the questioning, Uyo appeared hesitant, often deferring to HUD's rules, rather than offering his own interpretation. Kennedy repeatedly pressed him for a clear legal stance. Can the holding of Bostock, which explicitly addresses employment, be applied to housing discrimination? The nominee's answers circled back to enforcement of
discrimination case, right?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. Do you think that the holding of Bostock can fairly be extended to the field of housing?
Senator, my view is that the role for which I've been nominated is to faithfully enforce the laws as Congress has written them and as they have
I'm
been
asking you
interpreted by
what
the
the law
courts.
is. I'm asking you what Bostock held, and do you think that Bostock can be extended to housing?
Senator, and I apologize if I'm missing the mark on your question. My sense is that Bostock held that the sex prohibited basis or protected class under that set of laws under Title VII did include individuals who identify as LGBTQIA.
Well,
or
here's what I'm getting at. Bostock was an employment discrimination case. All you got to do is read it. There it is, big as Dallas. Okay? And HUD has said we're going to apply Bostock to housing. Not employment discrimination, to housing. And you're going to have to go along with that. Otherwise, you're not going to last very long on your job. So legally, how can that be done?
So, Senator, I don't presently work at HUD. I am familiar with the interpretive rule you've described.
I don't think
but
you're going to answer me, and I'm going to run out of time.
Questions exposed gaps in the nominee's readiness, while reinforcing how much power agencies like HUD wield in shaping how civil rights laws are applied. As the nomination process moves forward, the real question remains, will adherence to agency interpretation matter more than a nominee's personal legal understanding? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscriber button for more Political Showdown.